King Charles just landed the most lucrative and powerful job in the world, a job he clearly does not deserve. Let me explain. Just ask anyone on the street how much power the British monarchy holds, and they will immediately tell you that the royal family has no actual power. They just pose for pictures, cut ribbons, and perform ceremonies that attract tourists. Right? Well, no, but this is exactly what the royal family wants you to think. The monarchy holds tremendous amounts of money and power. They can literally decide what countries to bomb, what laws will pass, and they can even get away with murder. Now all this power lies in the hands of the man who spent millions on private jets, took bribes.
Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, reports say he accepted cash from a former Prime Minister of Qatar.
And demanded his shoelaces be ironed. And this is not even the worst of it. There is a good reason why only 32% of the people in Britain think Charles will do a good job as a king. 68%. Yes, 68% of the country doesn't think he can handle it. It's time to expose all the things King Charles doesn't want you to know. Like I mentioned before, the British royals want us all to think that they don't hold any real power, but they do, and lots of it. The new king, however, proved during these years that he was anything but responsible. In spite of being involved in numerous scandals, he took no responsibility for any of them, ensuring others would fall on their swords for him. Let's find out what power he actually holds and all the ways he betrayed the trust of the people. Here's a shocking fact for you. Did you know that the royal family currently owns 1/6 of the world's land? Yes, let that sink in. But no one can put land in their pocket, not even if they wear a crown. Well, it's not all. When we add up all the assets the monarchy owns, we get to an estimated total of $88 billion. Is this enough power for you? It's certainly not enough for them. They want more and they will do anything to get it. So how did they become so rich? The money is mostly inherited and passed on tax-free from one royal to another. Oh yeah, they don't pay taxes, thanks to a medieval law that they still enjoy today. And trust me when I say that, they managed to exploit it as much as they could. But there is more. In addition to income gathered from the Crown Estate, which is land in the UK that the family personally owns, the government gives them grants, aka money from the British taxpayers. Yes, the normal people who work hard for every dime are those who maintain this extremely rich family lifestyle. Everything from designer clothes to garden parties and lavish vacations on yachts. If you think this is enough, you're wrong. As you will see later in this video, the king uses another shady source to stuff his pockets. Did you know that the king has the authority to determine whether any law will be discussed in the British Parliament? More than that, he can even completely veto a law he doesn't like. It literally means that the king can decide to bury every regulation that could affect his status, finance, or general interest, just because he wants to. And that is exactly what the king and his mother, Queen Elizabeth, did. In 2012, a list of 39 bills called the Whitehall Papers were released to the public and shocked the kingdom. This list included the laws that the pair have vetoed or changed. It goes without saying that all of them were related to the king's wealth or to the wealth of the extended monarchy. This included bills like the 1996 Housing Act, the 2004 Higher Education Act, and the 1999 military actions against Iraq. It was clear nothing gets between the royals and their cash. Okay, so the king has some power, but it's not like he can get away with anything he wants, right? Wrong again. The king can essentially get away with murder. Charles enjoys what is called a sovereign immunity. It's basically a get-out-of-jail-free card for life. It basically guarantees he can't be held accountable for criminal charges of any kind, including murder. But the king will not commit a murder, right? Well, some believe he already did. But this is not the only thing Charles was accused of during the years. he has a long history of scandals under his belt. The new King of England was involved in many scandals throughout his life. Some are peculiar and some are just hands down horrific. If we try to cover them all, this video will take us at least 3 hours, so let's stick to the most significant ones. We'll begin with the less terrible scandals and then move on to the one no one wants to speak about. First on the list is tax evasion. As a prince, the king managed and profited from his own land called a duchy. His duchy had different assets and investments. Now, the best thing about a duchy is not that it is completely free, but that it is regarded as a crown body by the British government. Simply said, this granted him an oh so coveted tax exemption. Charles's biggest asset in his duchy was a supermarket investment, which earned him almost $26 million a year and even officially transformed him to a self-made millionaire. After receiving the money, the then prince funneled it to his family members and to his official duties, whatever that means. And only the remaining money was actually taxed. It got to a point that the Public Assistance Committee of England labelled this arrangement as medieval. But when something works, do it again. And Charles did. After inheriting a fortune from his late mother, Queen Elizabeth, the new king decided that he should not be taxed like some commoner. Oh, the good life. In case avoiding taxes didn't enrage you, let's move forward to bribery. According to reports, Charles had fixed a CBE, or a Commander of the British Empire medal, for a Saudi businessman who donated more than £1.5 million to one of his charities. They even tried to upgrade the very rich donor from a CBE to a KBE, Knight Commander of the British Empire, an award that would normally entitle its holder to be known as Sir. He also would have received British citizenship, just like that. But don't worry, when the story blew up in the media,
the Prince of Wales, a royal source saying that Prince Charles would never again handle large cash donations for his charities.
Charles was said to be deeply shocked. Yes, the king managed to get out of another controversy, but there is one scandal from his past that he cannot escape: the death of Princess Diana. We all know that the princess and Charles didn't have a happy marriage, that he cheated on her with his now wife Camilla Parker Bowles for years, and that Diana has died in a horrible car accident. But was it really an accident? What happened the night she died? It was lately revealed that Princess Diana wrote an explosive note claiming Prince Charles was plotting to kill her. In the note, Diana wrote that her then husband planned to get rid of her in a staged car accident. This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure and serious head injury in order to make the path clear for him to marry Tiggy, she wrote. When asked about by the police, the king was unable to explain why his former wife had written the note in October 1995, 2 whole years before she died, claiming that he had no idea the note even existed until part of it was published by the press. What do you think? Was it just a bizarre coincidence, or did the king actually commit murder? King Charles is not the only one who keeps dark secrets and exploits the trust of people he is supposed to serve. If you want to see more unbelievable stories that some people wish they could keep hidden, click to my next video on the right side of the screen.